A lot of the guys on your team, this was their first experience there. So how did the team and how'd you feel like Link kind of handled that this year with a lot of new guys on the roster, including yourself?
Yeah, I guess with everybody outside of Cam and Coach White had never experienced Geico, so I think figuring out how to handle that off time of 6 weeks was the most difficult time. But we gave the guys a couple weeks off right after our last game, and then we got to it. And all the credit goes to them. They worked so hard over those last three work weeks leading up to the Geico National Championship tournament that they were ready, man, and they just came out with the right approach. Defensively, in the first half of each game, we really, really stepped up, and then we kind of tweaked some things in that second half going into the championship game because our defense had kind of let up a little bit in the previous two games, and they just came out with the mindset that we were going to go out and defend and kind of refuse to lose, and that's what they did. But the experience as a whole was awesome, man. Just to be able to compete in that atmosphere on ESPN for our ultimate goal, which is what we all set out when we got here on September 1st and got to work. And to see that come full circle and make that happen was a dream come true.
That championship game, what was kind of your mindset going into it as a team, and what'd you really like about your team in that championship game that really got you guys to become national champions?
Well, just to become, just be who we have talked about being all year, which is a great defensive team. Our mindset's always been about defense. I think I shared with you again, my philosophy is offensively just recruit really good players and put them in position to be successful and give them that freedom to let their talents take over, and that's what we did, and that's what those guys did. They're so talented offensively, and but then be as one and connected defensively on the defensive end, and communicate and play hard, and they bought into all that from day one, and they just put it all into play those three games, especially in that national championship game. To me, you don't have a lot of time to prepare. We turned around and played in what, 16 hours later or something like that. I'm not real good at math. Maybe 18 hours later. And so that one was all about effort and want to, and our guys wanted it.
Big time players make big time plays, and Elliott and Jacoby seemed to have it really all weekend. What was so special about watching those two and what they did over those 3 days?
Well, I think that with those two, along with Cam, and then the guys we got coming off the bench, we had the best backcourt in the country, led by those two, and those two are superstars, man. And they went out and showed it each and every game out there. Elliott breaking the assist record, having 29 assists, breaking the record for a single game in the first game with 14, and as you know, we needed every single one of them. And then Jacoby scoring 34 in that first game because Cam goes out, and we needed every single one of those points. I think that's the second most points ever scored in a game in Geico. And then him hitting big shot after big shot in the finals, along with what Elliott did. I thought Elliott, what he did in that first quarter against Sunrise to set the tone was as good a point guard play as I've ever seen in any game, not high school, not college. I mean, he was amazing what he did. And both of them all week were the superstars that we all knew they were, and they went out and showed it on the national stage. And I'm excited to watch them and see what their future brings because they're great kids and great basketball players.
Every team wants to win a national championship, and you guys are the only team that got to do it this year at the high school level. What was that like with this group to kind of see it all come to fruition at the end? And I remember after the TFC even talking to you guys, and you guys still had your mind on Geico, and it was Geico, it was Geico. To finally do that in your second year of existence, what is that like?
Man, that's hard to put into words. It's really surreal. That was the goal, man. That goal started in the recruiting process, to be honest with you, Jacob. Each kid we talked to, that's what they talked about. That's why they came here. And then to watch them bond from day one. We left on day one to go on a retreat, which is what Coach Danye's had set up. And that's what they've always done here at Link. And, I wasn't sure how that was going to work being the first day. We hadn't hardly even met each other yet. And then when we went out there and did that, and no phones, and out there hanging out at camp, and a lot of us doing things that we had never done before, jumping off cliffs into the water and water slides. I mean, it was an amazing bonding experience. And those guys just, they were bought in from day one, and they grew closer and closer each and every day. And all 12 of those guys are like brothers, man. And that's how they played. They played for each other. not just in the Geico. They did that all year long, and that's why they were able to have a special season. And to see that come true after you set that as your goal is, like I said, I don't have words for it. It was surreal.
What's this do for Link as you know Link looks to grow and become more nationally known? Getting second last year and then winning this year and having such a successful year. What's that do for Link Academy?
Man, I think it just continues to help the growth of the vision that was Adam Danye's vision 12 years ago when he started the Link Year Prep post grad school. Then 7 years ago started the basketball team, and he's tried to build this each and every year. And last year the foundation that they laid allowed us to recruit all these guys to be able to do this. And I think that's what now everybody knows that we're for real, and in recruiting we'll be able to continue to recruit this caliber of player and continue our mission of growing Link into a big time athletic academy as we continue to move forward and continue to help Coach Danye's reach that vision. I think it's a great stepping stone into that future.